your roast rate for the evening is brought to you. Thank you, Ellie. Brought to you by Mom and Dad. When they were on their cruise, they got me 2 different types of coffee. The first one was from Honduras. This one is from Mexico. Your bean, right there. I know it looks awfully familiar. It's almost like I took a picture of the bag. But got fresh from Mexico. That's not the bean I'm looking for. Oh yeah. What kind of bean could you be referring to, Bug? But your beans. They look darker, but I'm gonna say this is probably a medium dark roast. But those are your beans, Bug. And just because I don't think it's quite a dark roast, just based off the way it looks. And I've gotten a full. It's not like when we did the French press, because I've made enough coffee in that drip pot to know how much beans I need. But yeah, I'm not in it because it looks a little bit almost too light. Like when you like down in the fingers and everything, obviously you can see through. It's not like dark, but then the middle area, you get a little bit more depth. But it smells very bold. I assume this is just like their house special. I tried to look up any of the websites for it. Thank you, Robo, for the hat back on. Big old shout out to Angry Robo Jams because I'm following Robo. You guys have a favorite check him out? Awesome streamer. I appreciate you coming in here. So I again don't. Oops, when did I mute myself? But am I hitting my mute button instead of my instead of my timer countdown? Interesting. Now I know where I'm doing it. But so I'm assuming this is just going to be like a house, nothing really special. We'll see how well it goes. Again, anytime you can get these fresh from the roaster is fantastic experience. But without further ado. Oh, that's an earthy cup of coffee. That's an earthy cup of coffee. On the plus side, it doesn't stick around long. That's a weird flavor. Especially like because normally when you have those earthy undertones, they stick around for forever. You've got a little bit of the bitterness on the back end. For flavor notes, it's not much more than those earthy tones. It might go into a little bit of that dark roast hit. That's weird. So, yeah, because you get a little bit of a sweetness on that end. It's very earthy in the front, and then goes into probably like the chocolatey notes that you're used to with darker roasts. But then the earthiness comes back, which is a weird sensation. And it just kind of fades off into the like your bitterness of your darker roasts, that's weird. Huh. That is quite an experience on a cup. Mexico beans, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's not crazy complex either. Because it's just the earthy tones coming back. It's just, it's so, wow. Because so from my experience in all of the earthy tone coffees that we've had before, usually it just sticks around. Normally it doesn't come in until the end, because when they roast it, you know, you get you pull out the normally you're dealing with like fruity undertones. You get like some different types of fruit in there, maybe a little bit of a floral taste, and then it ends in the earth. I'm pretty sure this is the first cup of coffee I've ever had start with it and then cut back like almost immediately. Give you a nice hit of something sweet, and then finish off with the earth. That is quite the cup of coffee. I have to have mom and dad come out and try it one of these days. Because there's something else in it. I can't quite put my finger on it. The earthiness just comes back. It comes back stronger than like before I can figure it out. That is a very interesting cup of coffee. Just because you'd think it would be like, we'll see how when it gets colder. If I redeem hydrate, do you take the whole cup? No, I drink water for hydration, Peter. It's, oh, God. And then it just comes back. It's weird. And it's so strange. And are you trying to get me to burn my entire mouth, Peter? Like it because it you, so you have your tongue, right? And I'm not gonna I was trying to think of how to explain this without sticking out my tongue and looking like an idiot. But so you've got the center of your tongue that deals with like your bitterness, because I believe it's the center back part of your tongue that deals with the bitterness, right? And if I redeem eat bean, that's not even a redemption, Bug. That's not even a redemption. So you know. But so the bitterness, if I remember correctly, is in the center back of your tongue. You're right, it could be, but it's not. Mother. And Seraph and Bismuth aren't here, along with Grace. No, that's not, it's not even the right symbol, sir. It's not even the right symbol. But, so you have oh, fuck this. But so you have the bitterness, your bitterness taste buds are in like the center back of your tongue. Poopsie. And then so you were experiencing that, and then you have the sweetness on the outsides that are experiencing that. And then so the sweetness wears off, and then you can still feel the sensations in the middle of your tongue. It's a cool cup of It's a cool cup of coffee.
____ cheered. X300. I politely request that a bean be chomped.
Why are you guys into me eating coffee beans. Since you asked politely, Sarah. God. Like, look at this chonker. Look at this chonker. This bean puts Brian's beans to shame. Look at that. Look at that chonker. It's huge. That one's not bad. That one's not bad. Oh. Not great on the aftertaste, but that one's not bad. You know what? Fine. Okay. You guys are going to have to pay for it, though. We'll do a thing. I haven't done one of these in a while. Honestly, it's probably the best bean I've eaten so far. How do I do this again? Anyway, hold on. Let me at least finish. Dare I say? I'm gonna give that a 9. Because that was fantastic. I feel like if it wasn't earthy, that I would that it would be a 10. But it's just earth notes or I know, bug. But so I'm gonna give it a 9 because that is one of the most unique cups of coffee I've had in a long time. And like I said, I'm pretty sure looking up any information on this was impossible. The one website I found for Cafe Cuezalli, I don't know how you'd say that. I am not well versed in the Spanish language. But it was their website was all broken and stuff. So that was really wasn't easy to try and find anything on. So this one we won't obviously have a place that you can buy it because it was bought in person. And a big thank you, mother and father, for going on vacation and picking me up coffee. It has been, both of them, a very wonderful treat. I still need to work on my French press skills to get that to work. But no, it was both of those were quite delightful. I forget if I got all the information on the Honduras one. Oh, you're very welcome. But that's your roast rate. And let's get back to the game, shall we?